Hello, so we'd like to look at the rest of the reviews of radicals. Okay, so we'd like to somehow simplify these things together. So how are we going to do it? Now, this one is already simplified, so we're just going to leave them alone. Leave this one alone. But not this one, so let us try to simplify this one. What makes 18? If you were to get the prime factorization of 18, then we would have gotten 2 times 3 squared. So if you were to rewrite this one once again, negative 3a square root of 18 b to the third power should be equal to negative 3a square root of 2 times 3 squared times b squared times b. Now, that means we know that 3 and then b squared will come out, so we end up having negative 9, 3 times 3 coming out. A was already there, b comes out, and square root of 2b. So let's try to rewrite this one once again. Then this is equal to 4ab square root of 2b minus 9ab square root of 2b coming from here, and plus 7ab square root of 6b. Now, then you notice that these two terms carry ab's radical 2b exactly the same way, but not the third term because it has 6b within the radical. So therefore we can combine the first two terms, not the last one. Then we end up getting negative 5 and carry the rest of them through. Plus 7ab square root of 6b. Alright, so that becomes our answer, which is choice 4, it seems. Alright, let's look at number 22. We want to simplify this one. Notice that index is 4. That means we are looking for 4th power. Now, to do this one, what is 32? 32 is, in fact, when you do the prime factorization, you will get 2 to the 5th power. So I'm going to rewrite this one using the number index 4. So 4th root of 2 to the 4th power times 2 times x to the 4th power times x to the 3rd power times y to the 4th, which is great, times z to the 4th, z to the 4th, and z to the 3rd power, which makes 11. Then here what comes out? Alright, 2 to the 4th, x to the 4th, y to the 4th, and 2 z's will come out. Hence we end up getting 2 x, y, z squared, and 4th root of 2x cubed and z cubed. So that becomes our answer. So where is my answer then? It seems to be choice number 1, right over here. Alright, let's look at the next question here together. Number 23. We have cube root. That means we are looking for perfect cubes. Negative 750, or if I was to look at 750, we know that that's equal to 2, and then 5, because if you have to look at it, 2 times 5, 750, we know that it breaks down to 10 and 75, and 75 is 3, 5, and 5. And this is 2 and 5. So we have 5 to the 3rd power times 3. Alright, let me try to rewrite this one then. Cube root of negative. But one thing about the negative within the cube root, it can stay in or stay outside, because you can multiply a negative number 3 times, will still be negative. So therefore, I'm just going to bring out the negative sign outside here. Then here it goes. 2 times 3 times 5 to the 3rd power, which is 750. X to the 3rd power times x squared times y to the 3rd times y times z to the 3rd and z to the 3rd. Now, then 5x, y, and z will come out here. Then negative 5x, y, z squared. And cube root of, here we have 6, 2 times 3, and then x squared right over here, and y. I believe that's what's left. then which one would be my answer? It seems choice 4 becomes our answer. Number 24. So let us try to simplify the inside first here. Then we will have cube root of 32 and then 6. 2 is common, so we're going to write 2 and then 16. 3 and then 16. So 16 in fact becomes 2 to the 4th power x. We have x squared and x to the 7th. Then when it cancels out, we don't have any x's left on top. 3 is on the bottom. X to the 5th power is on the bottom here. Z is not there, nowhere, so I'm just going to put down Z. And then y to the 4th power is left on top. Then I'm going to rewrite everything in terms of cube root. Now, then here we have cube root. 2 to the 4th power can be rewritten as 2 to the 3rd times 2, and y to the 3rd times y. Divide by 3 is still there, and x to the 3 times x squared times z. Then 2 can come out, y can come out, x can come out. Then here we have 2y over x, and cube root of 2y over 3 times x squared z. That's what we have. Now, then to rationalize the denominator, we will be needing perfect cubes. So therefore, 2y is already there, and x was already there. Why should you multiply top and bottom so that we will have perfect cubes? 2y and then 3x squared z. Now, one way which you can do is, let's multiply top and bottom by 3 squared. That's what we need to have the 3 cube. We have x squared, that means we just need x top and bottom. We only have z here, that means we need z squared, so that we could have perfect cubes. Then here, what do we end up getting? 2y over x, then cube root of 9 times 2 becomes 18, x, y, z to the 3rd power, all over 3 cube, x cube, and z cube. Then our final answer becomes, oh, I'm sorry, this is z squared, sorry about that. 2y over 3 comes out, x was already outside, and then here inside we get x squared, and then z. And on the numerator we have cube root of 18 xy z squared. That becomes our final answer. Then once you're trying to look into this one, in fact, none of the answers are correct. I believe there's some sort of typo or something. So our correct answer is this one. All right, let's look into the next question. Number 25. What do? To rationalize the denominator, we don't have to look at anything else but the denominator. So here we have 2 minus radical 3. Then we just have to multiply by its conjugate, which is 2 plus radical 3. Then here, what do we end up getting? On the denominator, we get 2 squared minus radical 3 squared. And then on top, we have 2 squared plus 2 radical 3 plus 2 radical 3 plus 3. You just have to do the FOIL. And here we have 7, because 2 squared is 4, and then 4 plus 3 becomes 7, plus 4 radical 3, and divided by 4 minus 3. Then what is our final answer? 7 plus 4 square root of 3. Choice number 3 becomes our answer. Number 26. Same idea as before. Here, what are we going to multiply? Just leave the bottom one as they are, but multiply by its conjugate. So we have radical 3 minus 1, and radical 3 plus 1. We're just going to multiply top and bottom by radical 3 plus 1. Not because of the numerator, but just because the radical 3 plus 1 is the conjugate of the denominator. Same thing except the sign in the middle. So radical 3 plus 1. Then denominator becomes radical 3 square minus 1 square. We know the answer already. That will be equal to 2. How about the top? Radical 3 times radical 3 becomes 3. Plus radical 3 plus another radical 3 because outer and inner, the last one is plus 1. In other words, this becomes 4 plus 2 radical 3. But 2 is common in all three terms, so 2 cancels out. Here and here and here. So we end up getting 2 plus radical 3. Alright, which is choice 3. Number 27. Same idea as before. Let's look at it. Let's rationalize the denominator. So we have 5 over 4 minus radical 13. Then what we're going to be doing is we're going to multiply top and bottom by its conjugate. 4 plus radical 13. And we're going to multiply 4 plus radical 13 on top also. Then here, the denominator becomes 4 squared minus radical 13 squared. We know that to be 13. On the top we have 5 distributing to 4, which is equal to 20, plus 5 radical 13. Now then what do you get? Top is the same because we cannot add 20 and then radical 20 and then 5 radical 13. But on the denominator we get 16 minus 13, which is equal to 3. So our final answer is 3 goes to denominator, and then 20 plus 5 radical 13 is our numerator, which is choice 3. Alright, let's look at number 28. Same way as before. What should you multiply? Yeah, that's right, 2 plus radical 11. So here we have 1 over 2 minus radical 11, but we're going to multiply top and bottom by 2 plus radical 11. Then on the numerator we will end up getting 2 plus radical 11. How about the denominator? We get 2 squared minus radical 11 squared. Then becomes 4 denominator is 4 minus 11, while the numerator is 2 plus radical 11. Then we end up getting negative 2 plus radical 11 over 7. That becomes our answer, which is choice 3. Alright, number 29. Same thing as before. Let's try to do that right away. What do you multiply? That's right. We got to multiply by 3 minus radical 5, top and bottom. Now, then we end up getting top is 3 minus radical 5, while denominator is 3 squared minus radical 5 squared. Then 3 plus radical 5 is on the numerator, or I'm sorry, minus 5. I miswrote it. And denominator becomes 9 minus 5, which is equal to 4. So 3 minus radical 5 over 4. Number 30. Once again, exactly the same thing. 3 over 2 plus radical 3. Then we're going to multiply by 2 minus radical 3, top and bottom. Then what happened? On the top we get 3 times this one, so we end up getting 6 minus 3 radical 3, while the denominator becomes 2 squared minus radical 3 squared. Now then top is 6 minus 3 radical 3. How about the bottom? It becomes 4 minus 3. What's 4 minus 3? That's equal to 1. So our answer ended up being 6 minus radical 3. 6 minus 3 radical 3, which is choice 1. Alright, great. And I'll see you later. Bye-bye.